So the first part of the parasha talks about the issues of purity and impurity after you deliver babies. The rest of the next two parashot about Sarat. That's a lot of information about Sarat. That technically, when was the last time you saw someone with Sarat? You wouldn't even know how to identify it. Unless you had a sign or something. I don't know, maybe people walking with signs today. They walk around with big signs, Nike, maybe they go Sarat too, who knows? But the reality is, why do we need to know all this information about Sarat? And what is this information? The information is the signs. If he has this, you check it, you come back a few days later, if he still has it, then this, then he has Sarat. If he doesn't have it, then it's not Sarat, it's something else. Or it went away. And it's just different signs of different body parts on the head, on the arm, on the this, on the that. I mean, well, Kadosh Baruch Hu did not put an extra yud in the Torah. Why is he spending so much time telling Klal Israel about signs of Sarat that he knew very well at the time he wrote the Torah 974 generations before he created the world, that the generation that we have today, it's more or less not necessarily going to be relevant, the practical aspect of it. We don't have Kohanim that can purify anyone. We don't have Kohanim that can verify. And most importantly, we don't really have many people with Sarat. So what do I need to know all these signs for? Because every kid, 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, reads Parashat Shavua every year. Guess what? He's going to have to learn this. Why does he have to learn this for? When is he going to use it? Why do I have two entire parashot talking about something that's not, technically, it sounds like it's not relevant, Chas v'Shalom. And we can't say it's not relevant, because if it's in the Torah, it's relevant. The Gemara Masechet Megillah says the Torah has 55 prophets in it. But that's not all the prophets we've had. The amount of prophets that we have, the Gemara says, is no less than double the amount of men that left Mitzrayim, meaning no less than 1.2 million people were prophets, spoke to God, and he spoke back. Knew things about the future. So the Gemara asks a natural, logical question, well, how come we don't know their names, these 1.2 million people? We only know the names of 55. Answer is, because their prophecy, these 1.2 million people, minus 55, their prophecy, their communication with Hashem, was only relevant to their generation. And from there we learn that everything that the other 55, the ones we have in the Tanakh, everything they said is relevant to us today, 3,000 plus years later. Everything, every verse. Every single verse in the Torah is relevant to you. Every single verse in the Torah is relevant to this generation. Now, if you don't know why and how, obviously that's the point of learning. We toil and we toil and we toil and we toil until we find out. Why do you think Rav Kanievsky does also Shtay Mikra Targum? It's not just because it's the Halakha and Shulchan Aruch to read the Chumash every week. He's every week finding new things. Doesn't matter if you're a big Chacham, small Chacham, 6 years old, 60 years old. You got to read it. Why? You got to keep reading it over and over again. You read it 1,000 times. No, why again? Because there's more stuff to find out. You can read it 1 billion times. You're still going to have more stuff to find out. So now that we know that everything that's written in the entire Tanakh is relevant to every generation, it's needless to say, it's a kal v'chomer that the most critical, the most important part of the Tanakh, the 5 books of Moses, surely everything that's written in there is relevant to every single person and every single generation and every single time and every single day. So then we go back to our question again, our sugya. We have a complication here. Why do I need to know about all of these signs if I'm not a Kohen? I'm not even a Levi. I'm not going to check anyone. Quite frankly, I barely understand what you're talking about. Why do I need to read it not only once? I got to read it every year with commentary. That's the question I asked this week. You know when I was asking it? When I was trying to do Teshuva, when the T-Rex was in my office. I was trying to do Teshuva, feeling sorry for myself. I started reading Chumash. And the question came to my head. And the Siyat Dishmaya, the answer too. Rabotai Yekarim, if you notice, all of these signs says the Kohen comes, he checks, and sometimes he has to come back a few days later. Why? Why does it have to come back a few days later? Why does it go away? Why does it not go away? It's a Kadosh Baruch Hu showing us His mercy to the gravest sinners by even giving them an opportunity to do tshuva, but immediately. It's at that point of too late, but I'll still give you an opportunity to do tshuva. It's not like the guy, like everything is going okay, but he's starting to see the market shaky. He's starting to see that the marriage is shaky. She's starting to see that her health is shaky. No. This is too late. You got your arm. It looks like snow. You got stuff that's not so good. It's stage 4 cancer. Right? Go away in 2 days. Why? Kadosh Baruch Hu decides. How can it go away in 2 days? The same way that it can go away if you don't do tshuva. And you end up getting thrown out of the camp, it's going to go away the same way. How? You do tshuva. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us time after time a shiur of showing us, okay, you got a sign on your hand. Okay, what? Your hand. What's your hand? Business. What's your business? You got something's wrong with your business? You're saying it's a little shaky, you're not making as much money, you're losing money, your partner looks like he's cheating. Okay, what are you doing? What are you doing with your money? You're spending it right, you're investing it right. I'm not talking about investing in houses and stocks. Investing it in Torah, investing it in mitzvot. You got a $40,000 watch, but only $400 tzedakah. You think that makes sense? If you think that makes sense, then coin's coming back in a couple of days. You got a sign on your head. Why you have a sign on your head? What are you thinking about? You thinking about women? You thinking about men? You thinking about all types of immorality? How come you're not thinking about Torah? I'm going to give you a couple of days. Couple of days you better do tshuva. But not in a couple of days you better do tshuva. You better do tshuva right now, that in a couple of days it's already gone. HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells us time and time again, example after example, that sometimes He gives us a very strong sign. He gives us a bomb in our face. But He also tells us that even though it looks horrific, He could fix it. When? He could fix it instantly. Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense. How could He do it? Well, you could fail too. Never ever underestimate the power of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yeah, but I did what He wanted and He didn't fix it. Apparently you didn't do what He wanted. Because if you did, He could have fixed it. Let me know what you think, and make sure to share it, because other people need to learn too.